Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
A stranger walking up to one business and stealing its security camera. That video was captured by the security camera installed at the Little Noodle restaurant in the Garland district. The restaurant owner says she now wants answers to fix the ongoing crimes at the businesses within the neighborhood. Our Peter Choi spoke with the owner today, and he explains why she says she's worried about the safety in the community.
Imagine you're seeing crime take place through a security camera, strangers vandalizing and stealing at your business every night. And that's what local restaurant owner Kadra Evans has to deal with every day. And she says she's frustrated to see crimes occur in the neighborhood she cares so much about.
I'm overwhelmed and so frustrated that I don't have any answers.
Crimes that keep her up at night.
People come up on the patio and in the middle of the night and steal the cameras right off the walls, and I mean just everything.
The Little Noodle restaurant owner Kadra Evans has watched strangers walk up and steal things from her business every night. Evans says she thought crimes were the last thing she would have to deal with as a business owner.
I literally sat up on the roof and cried while I was doing it because I don't have the time, I don't have the money to keep putting in for this. The new cameras that they stole, that's over a couple $100, having to replace it. Now adding a cage around the cameras so they don't take it again. Down
the street at the Garland Drinkery, the owner is seeing similar incidents.
Mostly fentanyl wrappers, aluminum foil, and then basically they're vandalizing our tables, but they've kind of made this their home.
And since then, she installed 6 more cameras, signs, and even put locks on her trash can.
It's a little scary, too, when you have families and children walking up and down the strip and you have people hanging out here doing illegal drugs.
Both business owners have reported these crimes to Spokane Police, hoping they will increase patrols in the area.
Maybe some police activity in the neighborhood to show them that they're being watched. Because right now they just think, oh, we can keep getting away with this over and over.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Over in the Perry district, the Rainbow Pride crosswalk was vandalized. The colorful crosswalk at 12th and Perry, meant to celebrate the LGBTQ plus community, was hit with some graffiti. And we didn't see any vandalism outside the crosswalk, and it appeared to be a bunch of scribbling. And we reached out to the Odyssey Youth Movement, who implemented the color scheme, for comment. We're told a police report has been filed. A judge in Colfax could make a key decision tomorrow that could dictate the future of the Pac-12 conference. 10 schools plan to leave the conference after this year. 2 remaining schools, Washington State University and Oregon State University, want to make sure that those departing teams don't get to decide the conference's future. Conference bylaws say that when a school announces that it's planning to leave, it does not get to vote on any future conference matters. But WSU and OSU worry that a meeting called by the Pac-12 commissioner next week will allow them to do just that. And WSU and OSU say that those departing schools have an incentive to dissolve the conference and collect its assets on the way out. They filed a legal claim asking a judge to step in and stop that meeting. You can read more details of the extensive court filing and the WSU president's statement on challenging the Pac-12. Well, after much anticipation, football is finally back. The Seahawks kicked off their 2023 campaign at home today, but standing in their way was their division rivals, the LA Rams. Alex Crescenti joined us here in studio with the highlights of that game. Alex, it was kind of a mess on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. Quite the surprising opener for the Seahawks. There was so much hype coming into the season about that offense, but today the Rams just flat out bad. They fall to Los Angeles 30-13. Now, while there were plenty of struggles on the offense, the defense wasn't much better. LA ran all over Lumen Field. Kyron Williams had 15 carries for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns. I hope you put him into that fantasy starting lineup. And even with out-star receiver Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford still threw for more than 300 yards. But it's important to remember it's only week 1. We're going to overreact of everything that's happening throughout the league. That includes the Dallas Cowboys, who we will crown champions, I'm sure. And it was an unforgettable night in Pullman as the Washington State Cougars knocked off 19th-ranked Wisconsin 31-22 in front of of a national audience as the Cougs improved to 2-0 on the season. And today, they were rewarded with a place in the AP poll top 25 for the first time since 2019. They come in at number 23 and certainly look like a team that want more than just a bowl game this season.
There was no quit. There was no doubt. There was no fear. It was just keep attacking, and I'm just so proud of our team. This is a player's game, guys. Our players went out there and made plays when they had to. So proud of Cam Ward, defensive staff. I mean, to get a touchdown and to really hold them when they're on the heels and clutch moments in the red zone was huge.
And coming up a bit later on in sports, we'll have more from the Seahawks and the Cougs games this weekend, as well as the Idaho Vandals, who might have had the biggest win all weekend long. Jordan, send it back over to you.
All right, we're looking forward to it, Alex. Thanks for that. Other sports news today for many Seahawks fans who had Xfinity. They did have to find another way to watch the game because the cable company dropped Fox because of a contract dispute. Something we'll be keeping an eye on moving forward. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here. Matt, what can you tell us about this beautiful weekend?
Oh my goodness, this was an A+ weekend, and I hope you spent some time outside today because it was beautiful. You can see a little bit of cloud cover starting to push its way into Spokane right now from our live downtown weather camera. Temperatures really comfortable in the 80s across our area. We'll continue to see that trend of skies turning partly cloudy as we go through the night. Temperatures will fall very quickly to the 70s before 8 o'clock. And then we will be quickly into the 60s. We're only going to get down to the upper 50s tonight, partially because of that looming cloud cover, which as we get into tomorrow is going to turn into a mostly cloudy day. The whole reason why all this is going on, we got a weather system headed this direction. And while the rainfall, at least for tonight, is going to be mostly on the other side of the mountains, certainly some cloud cover will begin to push its way across in the next few hours. Because of the clouds, our temperatures are going to start cooling off again as we see a small change in our weather pattern through the middle of this week. Still in the 80s for Monday, but then we cool off into those mid-70s, which is very typical for at this point in September. Now, a couple things that we're going to be tracking in the days ahead. Number one, our chance for rain because, hey, we still need it. And number two will be another warming trend. I'll show you how warm we're expecting it to get next weekend, coming up in your forecast.
All right, Matt, thanks so much for that. The new Kramer Bridge in Liberty Lake is now open. The overpass goes over I-90 and connects East Country Vista Drive and East Mission Avenue. There's also a new stoplight at the intersection of Country Vista Drive and Kramer Parkway. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Fred Meyer, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Driving safely is all about the little things. Like giving folks a break, even at unmarked crosswalks. Making plenty of space for people riding. And choosing to wait for the next green light by slowing down and stopping on yellow. Because when you're the biggest and the fastest, you've got to be the safest, too. Together, we get there.
Our beautiful courses welcome you. Downriver, Esmeralda, Indian Canyon, and Quelchan. Each City of Spokane golf course offers something for everyone. Whether you're a pro or just getting started, it's your time to enjoy the game, relax, recharge, and have fun. There are no bad golf days. Book your tee time online at SpokaneGolf.org.
This is a game changer for our financial life. We signed up for a rewards-earning Kasasa checking account from Canopy Credit Union with a cashback account that pays us up to 4% on $300 worth of debit card purchases. We get up to $12 deposited into our account every month. That's up to $144 in cash back a year. We went from watching every penny to saying yes to more fun and more freedom. Learn more at canopycu.com. Limits and conditions apply.
Is your home in need of a remodel? Then transform your living space with help from Costless Carpet.
Have you heard about Costless Carpet's new Rhino SPC? It's changing the flooring industry. Durable, waterproof, with amazing looks that are blowing our customers away. Rhino SPC has 20 and 30 mil wear layers, making it more durable and easy to install. Costless Carpet stocks over 25 different visuals and has wide planked woods and 12 by 24 tile designs too. To find your nearest store, visit costlesscarpet.com.
At Fred Meyer, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
September is one of the best times of the year, at least in my opinion, to be in the inland Northwest because we get these stretches of beautiful weather where it's not too hot like it would be in the summer, but also we get that plentiful sunshine, and that's exactly what we've seen this weekend. We are going to get a break in the sunshine, but everything else looks like it's going to be staying as it was over the last couple of days. You can see that cloud cover with this next storm system moving in, but we're not expecting much, if any, moisture to get across the Cascades. So here's how things play out as we head into tonight and tomorrow afternoon. You can see in the white color all that cloud cover's moved in, but the wet weather is up north with our friends in British Columbia. And hey, they need it just as bad as we do. So certainly hopefully some good news in that part of the country, or that part of the world rather, that has been struck by wildfires. As we head through your late Monday, cloud cover clears out just a little bit, but there's another weak system coming in right behind that. But overall, Tuesday looks like we'll be back towards more of a partly cloudy sky. Other places, such as in western Montana, have a shot to see a couple of showers and storms. We may see a few sprinkles on the west side, but we will be basking in the sun for many of us once again by Tuesday around the inland Northwest. So here's how things go. Turning cloudy Monday. It'll be mainly the clouds will lead us into this short cool down that we're going to see for a few days. Dry weather expected all week long, and another warm weekend is on tap for us. Now, it is going to be fairly warm tonight as the clouds move in, act like a little insulating blanket. So these are really mild fall overnight temperatures where we're talking about middle and upper 50s, and even in places like Wenatchee and Grand Coulee and the LC Valley, we're talking about only low 60s. That is a very summer-like night. As we get up in the morning, we head off to work, we head off to school. Temperatures, once again, pretty mild, and we are going to hit the 80s later in the afternoon, so probably another shorts and flip-flops type of day, although depending on how cloudy it gets, how quickly that may depress our temperatures just slightly. But we still think we'll pop into the 80s, at least very briefly during the afternoon. Once again, lots of cloud cover, but dry skies around the region. Our highs, Spokane at 81. Coeur d'Alene gets a little bit warmer, likely a little bit more sunshine in North Idaho than if you head further west. 83 in Coeur d'Alene and Kellogg, and we'll be in the mid-80s as you head into the Columbia Basin. Now, the cool down, largely because of the clouds, because this high pressure in the yellows and oranges starts to kind of ease off a little bit. But it will begin to build once again as we head into next weekend, which means more 80-degree temperatures, more sunshine. Things look really nice for next weekend as well. We'll start popping into the 80s again, starting on Friday.
No complaint over here, Matt. That is perfect. Well, it is Sunday, and that means it is time to take a trip on the Air 4 drone. In honor of WSU's big win over the Wisconsin Badgers, we're soaring over the massive Cougar crop mural outside of Pullman in this week's Air 4 adventure.
Right now we're in the middle of harvest. It's the best farm ground in the whole United States. We've got nice rolling hills. We get 20 to 24 inches of rain usually is enough to raise decent crops, and it's just a great place to be. We're about 1.5 miles west of Pullman. Fultz Brothers Farms, which is a conglomerate of quite a few different ones. I live right here. We farm about 1,200 acres. And then all together we farm 4 or 5 times that. Oh, of course I'm a Coug. I went to school there and graduated in 1970 in agronomy. The artist, he is the one who came by and thought that I had a good spot for it, you know, because it's right where the intersection goes into Pullman, and you turn and you look right at our fields. He just thought it was a good spot, and he liked it, and I said, hey, yeah, let's do it.
You know, there's a lot of terms for it. I like agroglyphs, you know, carving on the ground. The ancient people have done it forever. I've been an artist since I was, you know, I was an artist in school, in the family, and an artist in high school, and then went off to Wichita State on an art scholarship, and then started to do the earthworks when I was about 22. So I'll be 73 in, I guess, a few days. So with this wheat stubble, we basically knock it down, and we have a wheat stubble background. That's the color that remains in the image, because for an image to adapt well visually to the landscape, you need some of the landscape in the image. So it doesn't look like we just went up there with a spray gun and painted an image. We want it to look natural. We want it to look like it's supposed to be there and not just a fake. If you think about it, the compost we're using is detritus material from this whole area brought in, condensed down to this beautiful dark compost, and we spread that back on the ground, which is good for the ground, but it also brings all of that history back onto the piece.
One of our favorite Air 4 adventures that we've put together so far. That's pretty cool. Meantime, coming up here in sports, the Washington State Cougars, they're coming off an impressive victory last night. They've knocked off a ranked Wisconsin team, propelling them into the top 25 for the first time since 2019. Coming up in sports, hear from the players themselves, how they view this victory and what it means for Washington State University.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The Labor Day sale at Furniture Row has been extended, and that means the more you buy, the more you save. I saved $100. I saved $200. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses.
We saved $300.
Check out Doorbusters while they last. Plus 4 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. But don't wait. The extended Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
Winning a new Yukon Denali at Northern Quest is easy. Sending your other car to live on a farm upstate? Well, you'll get over it. Don't miss the $116,000 Yukon Rush giveaway with the grand prize drawing on September 29th at Northern Quest. Play daily with your Camus Rewards card to enter, and you could be driving home in a brand new GMC Yukon Denali at the end of the month. Details at northernquest.com.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall.
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back.
I just love fall. Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it. Peak fall achieved. DQ. Happy tastes good.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
My advice to all the fathers out there, they grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks came into the season with some pretty high expectations off a playoff appearance last year. They were viewed as a contender to win the NFC West for the first time in 3 years. But things did not go according to plan in the opener against rival Los Angeles today. Well, first quarter, Seattle's going to be up a field goal, but LA knocking on the door, and Kyren Williams gets in from a yard out for the season's first touchdown. A bit of a slowed start for the Seahawks. But to the next quarter, it's going to be Geno Smith leading the offense down the field, and a nice little toss off his back foot finds DK Metcalf in the end zone, and Seattle back on top, and that's the performance we're used to seeing. Then just before the half, Rams are going to be attempting a 57-yard field goal, but that's going to be blocked. It's going to be picked up by Michael Jackson, returns it deep into Los Angeles territory, but they can't convert any points. Still, Pete's a happy man. Fast forward to the fourth, Rams going to be back on top and back at the goal line of the Seahawks. Cam Akers takes the pitch and will find pay dirt, and that seals it as they go on to win the surprise victory 30-13. Now, next week doesn't get any easier. They have a trip out to Detroit to take on the Lions, who just shocked America, beating the Chiefs on Thursday night. The mantra for Washington State football this season is Cougs versus everyone. And last night, the program certainly proved that they deserve to stay at the national stage, being a ranked Wisconsin team out of the Big Ten Conference. And this was certainly a tale of two halves, as Wazoo jumped all over the Badgers in the first half, and Cam Ward and the offense seemed to be clicking early on. And then it was the defensive play just before the half that had the house coming down. R.J. Stone stripping the quarterback at the goal line, and fellow edge rusher Brennan Jackson there to scoop it up for the touchdown, and they're going crazy in Pullman. But after the break, Wisconsin began to get the ball rolling, finding the end zone twice. They were able to cut down the lead to just 2 in the fourth quarter. However, the message from Jake Dickert coming into the game, finish. And the Cougs did just that down the stretch, capped off by a Nakia Watson touchdown run that put the game out of reach and made it back-to-back years with a win over a ranked Wisconsin program.
To see guys like that, Nakia, the O-line receivers, come together as a team, and we didn't have the second half that we wanted as an offense. I felt like we could have been better in certain situations, but we didn't flinch. Like Coach Dickert said, we just stayed head down, 10 toes down. We leaned on each other, and we got the job done.
I think this is just another defining moment in WSU history. I think for us, it's showing that it doesn't matter, what analysts say or what other people say about us. It's like when you come to Pullman, you have to play a complete game, or else we're gonna beat you.
Cougs are going to have an FCS opponent next week as they welcome in Northern Colorado out of the Big Sky Conference. And we can't forget about the Idaho Vandals, who put on quite the performance down in Reno yesterday. They destroyed Nevada 33-6 to earn their first FBS victory since they moved down to the FCS level a few years back. Quarterback Giovanni McCoy threw for more than 300 yards, and wide receiver Hayden Hatton was doing typical things. He brought in 5 catches for 85 yards as the offense just continues to impress. Now, on the flip side, the defense only gave up 266 yards all day, and they forced the Wolfpack to turn it over 3 times. Now, the Vandals have a chance to get another big win out next week as they're going to travel to Berkeley to take on the Cal Golden Bears from the ACC Conference. Now let's head out to Tampa, where the Mariners were wrapping up a series against the Rays this afternoon. In the bottom of the first, Bryce Miller's going to be in a bit of a trouble. 2 men on, and Harold Ramirez lines this ball into the gap in right field. That touches the wall. 2 runs are going to come home, and the Rays on top early. To the 5th. M's going to be trying to get back in this game, and Sam Haggerty does just that as he gets this ball out of the infield. That's going to drive in Tom Ford. The throw not in time. That makes it a 5-2 ball game. Maybe Seattle's coming back, but the offense of Tampa just too good on the afternoon. In the 6th, Christian Bethencourt with a drive into left himself. Another run comes home, and the Rays take this game 6-3 and also take 3 of 4 in the series, dropping Seattle to that final spot in the wild card standings with 2 weeks to play. Jordan, send it over to you.
Alex, thanks so much for that. New at 6 here tonight. We now know the name of the man who died in a rollover crash on Highway 278 near the Idaho-Washington border. Washington State Patrol released this information. 60-year-old Jackie Thompson from Spokane Valley drove off of the road, eventually crashing into a ditch. Investigators say he died at the scene and he was not wearing a seatbelt. To consumer news tonight, the new iPhone 15 is expected to be unveiled on Tuesday. The new change that's rumored is that Apple is ditching the Lightning charger in favor of the universal USB-C charger. And that's because the European Union voted last year to get all smartphones on the same charging system by next year. The number of new COVID cases and hospitalizations is now on the rise in some parts of the country, but some say that they're having a hard time finding at-home tests right now. Big chains like Walgreens and Rite Aid now reporting a jump in COVID testing kit sales. They say that they have enough inventory, but if people are struggling to get their hands on a test, it's likely due to a sudden increase in demand. Manufacturers are now ramping up production to get ready for the fall viral season. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Water is an essential part of our everyday lives. It's important that Spokane acts wisely to preserve our precious water resources and not waste money on evaporation and the need for supplemental water infrastructure due to a burdened aquifer. Please avoid watering your lawn between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and limit watering to under 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. If we all do our part, we'll keep our river flowing strong, even in times of drought.
On Thursday, September 14th, mixed martial arts action returns when Coeur d'Alene Casino presents King of the Cage. Don't miss the high adrenaline, high octane action live cage side when heart, strength, and honor will be thrown on the line with the return of Tyler Cy John, Cameron Robinette, Jordan Curry, Israel Gonzalez, Theo Dukas, Sebastian Prangling, and much more. For tickets, visit ticketswest.com or call 800-523-2464.
Chances are, when it's time to call a service professional, you need someone right away. That's why Mr. Electric is ready when you are with appointment times to fit your busy schedule. They specialize in knob and tube removal, lighting upgrades, panel replacements, and other electrical services. And rest assured, their work is quoted upfront and fully guaranteed. Call Mr. Electric today and get $50 off your service.
Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better.
It's time to gear up for fall with Pape Machinery. With our limited time cash discounts, you can get a new John Deere 3025E for only $23,500. Add any of our hundreds of implement offerings and make quick work of your upcoming projects. Don't wait. Contact your local Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today. Inventory at this price won't last long. Pape keeps you moving.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, the weather's beautiful. The Cougs won last night. Everybody's dancing in September with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm not dancing because, well, I'm a Giants fan. As Alex alluded to here earlier in the program, things are not going well.
No. The season's already over and we just started. But it's week one.
Over.
Don't overreact, everyone. It's going to be fine. The world is not falling apart.
I'm overreacting. We're done.
Same.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.